Hey, baby. Tuesday at 12 a.m. is Wednesday at midnight. Yeah.
Broadcasting from the Today in News digital studios at 0000 out of the New York metropolitan area on Big Dog Music Radio. Here's the conservative talk show host of Wednesday at Midnight, Trey Martin.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Trey Martin, Wednesday at Midnight. Thanks for listening in. Listen, the number here is 347-838-8898. And I'm laughing here. You know why? Because, well, we're going to get to something that Jimmy had to call Barack today. We're going to get to that in a second. But I can't wait till Friday. Because on Friday, I don't know if you know about this yet, but I just found about this a little while ago. There's going to be a bunch of truckers, a lot of truckers are going to ride into D.C., and they're going to jam up all the roads until they see that the people in Congress are arrested for violating the Constitution. I mean, I'm looking forward to this one. I want to see what happens. I hope there's no real bad problems. The truckers ride for the Constitution. I mean, this is going to be unbelievable. Well, we'll get back to that in a second. But my buddy Jimmy J, he's got a thing where he plays ball with, and in fact, he stole one of Barack's balls once. He took it home, and Barack was really PO'd at him, and he finally got it back. Actually, Jimmy didn't take it. It was found in one of the closets because Michelle Obama must have been cleaning up a little bit because the people weren't around because of the shutdown. And she put it in one of the closets, but one of the balls were missing, and he was really mad. But Jimmy tried to call Washington, tried to call the Capitol today, and unbelievable what he found out. We got to play this. We got a copy of the tape. Let's hear it.
It was the White House trade.
Jimmy,
right.
I've got problems,
Not the
man.
Capitol.
What's that?
Big problems.
Calm down, Jimmy. We'll work it out.
I'm supposed to go hang out with Barack.
And?
He's not answering the phone. Listen to this.
Hello, you have reached the Executive Office of the President. We apologize, but due to the lapse in federal funding, we are unable to take your call.
Ma'am, this is the DJ of the Stars, Jimmy J. I need to speak to Barack.
We apologize, but due to the lapse in federal funding, we are unable to take your call.
But ma'am, he's expecting my call.
Once funding has been restored, our operations will resume.
No, ma'am, you don't understand. I'm supposed to be playing hoops with him tomorrow.
Please call back at that time. Thank you.
Does that mean she wants me to call back tomorrow?
I don't know.
I mean, tomorrow. He was supposed to send the jet tomorrow.
Do they have fuel for his jet? It don't cost him nothing.
Ma'am, what's the problem?
Due to the lapse in federal funding, we are unable to take your call.
You already said that. I don't know what to do here.
Jimmy, let's call her back later. We've got a show to do. I just hope that Big Dog Music Radio is not affected by Barack's closing of the government.
Due to the lapse in federal funding, we are unable to take your call.
You already said that.
Today in News.
See that,
That's
Jimmy?
a true story, Trade.
I know that they're really dissing you. I'll tell you that. The DJ of the Stars getting dissed by the president. Can you imagine? It's unbelievable.
That was the Oval Office I called, and that machine is on in the office. And I know a lot of people won't believe it. And the other thing I want to say real quick, because I have to go, but the other thing I want to say real quick is, do you realize, well, you didn't realize until I told you, I know Lisa's listened to this, do you realize that there are 90 employees that take care of the presidential residence, just in the presidential residence? And Barack is all upset. Everybody's upset because it's been dwindled down now to 15. I think 15 is enough. I think we should get rid of all the rest of them.
That's
There seems to be
shame.
surviving.
Only
That's
15,
ridiculous.
Jimmy? What a shame.
15 people. That's enough.
How are they going to do it now? How's Michelle and Obama and Bo and the two kids going to do it? How are they going to get along? It's going to be
Joanne
tough.
has the answer. What is it, Joanne?
They'll just have to wipe their own butts now.
Ooh!
Easy
that
now.
hurt.
Easy now. Yeah, easy. All right, listen, the truckers are coming in. But listen, Jimmy, I don't know what to tell you. If he picks you up tomorrow, he's going to play hoops. All the basketball courts are closed. You know?
All the phones go to that answering service, so I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. I don't know.
Well, listen, but he's searching for all the Benghazi killers, the guys that killed our guys in Benghazi. So, everything is going to be all right.
Yeah. He's searching.
I got a new name for him, Jimmy. His name is President Spiteful. That's what his name. I named him today. Yeah. That's what his name is.
You get Joanne to laugh on that one, so there you go.
Really. President Spiteful. That's what he is. He's like a spiteful little kid. I mean, that's what he is. He's like a little school kid. They're extorting us. He's talking about extortion. Can you imagine that? Anyway.
Went home.
He took his ball and went home, Joanne said.
He took his ball and went home. And if he has the ball, if he has that one ball. All right, I can't wait for these truckers. Look up that thing. The truckers are going to come in on October 11th. The right-wing truckers are planning to drive into D.C. to shut down the major commuter highways that circle the city, and they'll block traffic until they see the arrest of elected officials who have violated their oath of office. I mean, I can't believe this. This is going to be great. I mean, really.
I don't know, man. It could cause a lot of problems. I don't know about this.
It doesn't look like it's going to be too kosher to be Jewish.
Kosher?
Yeah, kosher.
A lot of Jews there?
No, I don't know. They hate Israel, these guys.
I know, and you know something, that's true. I'm not being, anti-Semitical or anything like that, but the Jewish people love Barack, but what are they doing? I don't understand. They don't know what's going on.
The Jewish people in America are brain dead. They just vote Democrat, and they don't care. They just cannot vote Republican. I got some friends that are Jewish. They cannot get themselves to vote Republican.
We're not knocking people like that, but it's a fact. It really is a true fact.
I know it is. I know. They just can't. They just don't get it. They don't get it. Anyway, listen, Jimmy, thanks a lot. I'll talk to you on the weekend at the Sunday Morning Funhouse. Of course, I'll talk to you tomorrow and maybe later on and probably in the morning and in the afternoon.
You actually talk to me too much, I mean, you talk to me 3-4 times a day, and Joanne says you're my girlfriend, so I don't know.
Yeah,
all
I
right,
don't go
sweetie.
that way, Jim. I don't go that way.
Good night, baby.
You talk too much. You worry me to death. Okay, you got it.
You talk too much. You even worry my pet. You just...
Hey, listen, I'm going to be on with Kevin, by the way. I'm with Kevin at WATD at the Hop at 2:15 this morning. He called me.
Oh, you're going to be on with him?
Yeah, with Kevin.
He's very excited, He's very excited. I'm introducing him to Bobby Vinton tomorrow. I've got it hooked up so he can meet Bobby Vinton tomorrow. I will reveal to you right now and everybody listening to your show that I am so excited. Tomorrow night, Joanne and I get to meet, and I never met him, and I can't believe it. Brian Wilson. I'm very excited about that. Al Jardine and I, great friends, and have been for a long time, and I've been with every one of the Beach Boys many, 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 many times, but never met Brian Wilson. Well, tomorrow night we're going to hang out with Brian Wilson, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. All right, well, I'm going to be on Kevin Bowles later on, in case you're up, at WATD at the Hop. All right, 2:15 I'll be on. 2:15 a.m., okay?
You're just rocking around the clock. That's all you're doing.
I'm rocking around the clock, baby.
Just like our buddy Marshall Lytle used to rock around the clock.
Yeah, may he rest in peace. He was a great guy. What a good guy.
He's a what?
He was a great guy.
Joanne just said that you're a radio whore.
Oh, thanks a lot. All right, listen, and what does that make Barack? What does that make Barack? Listen, I got to get off because I got my guest coming on. Ron Devito's coming on. All right? Woo!
You don't want to hear what just happened. All right, see you later. Go Red Sox. They're about to win. Woo!
Woo! Okay, good. Get up there. Jimmy's up in Boston. Okay, man. Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, and you do have Mr. Devito is on the line.
Oh, Ron is on the line. Put Ron on.
He's on.
Hey, buddy.
Good morning, Trey.
How are you, buddy? How you doing, Ron? Everything okay?
Everything is going well.
How do you feel about this trucker thing? Did you read about that? That these guys are gonna block up the highway in D.C. until they get an arrest of an elected official, the elected officials who have violated their oath of office. I mean, I hope there's no problem out there.
I did read about it. I have mixed feelings about it.
Oh, I have mixed feelings about it too, but it looks like it's going to happen. It looks like it's going to happen. These guys.
I mean, it could go one of two ways. Honestly.
What do you think?
Well, the first outcome is that it might be a lot smaller than advertised, and it'll just fizzle out and be a big nothing. The second possible outcome is that it could blow up into a major problem. I don't see any elected officials actually being arrested out of it.
Of course not. No, that's a ridiculous part about it. But it says that if the cops bug them, they're going to just park their trucks in the middle of the highway and block everything up. Now, I got a feeling that these guys are going to be turning out in big amounts. I mean, these are our people. These are Sarah Palin supporters. I guarantee you that, you know, and they are going to turn out. They don't make these kind of threats and not show up. There's going to be a big demonstration, I believe. I just hope
I hope it's successful. I hope they.
I just hope it's peaceful, because it could turn out to be a little bit of a tough scene. These guys aren't fun to be around. They're rough guys, and they're not going to take any crap from anybody. You know, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. I don't know. You know, but I'm laughing about it because it just sounds like a funny idea. I heard there's going to be bikers too who are going to go in, along with the truckers. So who knows? But let's get back to you. Let's get back to you and us for Palin. Because I was always saying U.S. for Palin, which it is U.S. for Palin, but it's us for Palin, isn't it? Ron, that's your...
That's how I pronounce it, but it could be said either way. Either way is fine, yeah.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something real quick, because it's funny. Because I love Sarah Palin. I'm a big Sarah Palin fan. Lisa is our producer, who's the CEO of Big Dog Music Radio. She's a big fan. We're all big fans of. I mean, people who are really thinking right are big fans of Sarah Palin. Anyway, do you remember? And I'm sure you probably do, where you were when you first heard the announcement that Sarah Palin was going to be John McCain's vice presidential choice? Because I do. It's almost like being...
Oh, absolutely.
You do, right? So I do, too.
Yes, I do.
It's so
And
it's
if you
funny.
want, I'll share the story if you want.
Go ahead, tell me.
Well, I work for Con Edison in New York, and I was at our Victory Boulevard location the day that she was announced.
Uh-huh.
And I went out to get lunch in the middle of the announcement. So her name had already been broadcast. So when I turned the radio on, she was in the middle of her speech. So I didn't know her name.
Right.
I didn't know what she looked like. I just heard what she was saying.
Right.
And really, that's about as pure as you can get it when you think about it, right?
Yeah, sure, because you didn't know the person, you don't know her name, you don't know what she looks like or anything. You just listen to the worth of her words. I understand, sure.
I turned the engine on in the minivan. I leave the yard. I went 2 blocks. I couldn't drive anymore. I had to pull over the side of the road.
No kidding. Wow.
And I sat there, and I was thinking to myself, the last time I heard anything like this
was Ronald Reagan.
I was a child, and Reagan was running.
Right, okay.
And when I got back into the job site with a bottle of Gatorade, that was my lunch, You couldn't get out on the internet.
No kidding.
Every server, every router, it was the bandwidth was. She crashed the internet. The woman crashed the internet.
Oh, it must have been the right-wing truckers that are going to go to Washington. Anyway, no.
This went on for an hour, and then when I saw my first picture of her, and I saw her biography, my coworkers found me not in the chair but on the floor, looking up at my chair. So that's where I was.
That's great. Well, you know what? What happened with me? I was driving at the time through. I came from the gym or something, and I was going through the park, and I heard them come on with the announcement because we were all anticipating who McCain was going to pick. You know, and I think her name may have been mentioned among the people that he was thinking about, but I didn't know her name, really. I had no idea what her name was. And when they said her name, I heard it, but I missed it. And then I spoke to my son's girlfriend, and she said, "Did you hear who John McCain picked?" I said, "Yeah, but I don't know her name." She goes, "I'm not sure of her name either." Nobody knew her name. And then later I had to look it up. I found out who it was. But I remember that day like it was yesterday. Unbelievable.
And
Great
it was almost 5 years, well, more than 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
And it came 6. And it went.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Great woman, though. Now tell us. I mean, you know a lot about her. Tell us what you could tell us about her. What you've met her and everything like that. I'm sure. You know.
I have met her several times. She's a very gracious woman. When you see her, it's paradoxical. You're seeing someone very ordinary. You're also seeing someone very extraordinary.
Right.
And I mean, and you see the both aspects of her. Her record is, anyone who studies her record, which I have, her expertise with budgets, her expertise with energy matters. She's got 20 years, solid years of executive experience.
Well, she was 5 years mayor, right? And then she was 2 years governor, right? I believe.
She was 6. She served, first she was city councilwoman.
I see.
For 6 years. Then mayor. And then she was an oil and gas regulator. And then she was governor. And
I didn't know she was an oil and gas regulator.
Yes, sir. Yes, she did that. And while she was an oil and gas regulator, she uncovered major ethics breaches committed by a fellow chairman who also happened to be the chairman of the Republican Party, Randy Rudrick. And Rudrick ended up paying a huge fine and getting a lot of hot water.
I heard a little about this. I don't know hardly anything about it, but I had heard some fringes about this situation. We're talking to Ron Devito, Us for Palin. Go ahead, Ron. Tell us more.
All right. So if you go to my accomplishments subsection, you go to that submenu on my site,
right,
and you'll see and I have the segment if you want to go to Oil and Gas Commission, and you'll see that there, what she did in that position.
I'll take a look at that. Okay.
And what happened with Mr. Rudrick. As governor, she was always at every homecoming, every military homecoming. She was at every deployment. When a bill needed to be signed, she didn't just hole up in her office and sign it. She went out among the people who were going to be affected by the bill, and she signed it with them and took their questions, spent time with them. She personally, and this was in 2009, when everyone in CPAC was egging her to come to CPAC,
right,
and to try to prime and primp her for running. She didn't go. People in western Alaska, in the rural villages, had run out of food and supplies. she hooked up with Samaritan's Purse, and she organized an airlift of supplies.
Wow, to get it to the people. What a great thing. I love it.
And not only did she organize it, she went on the planes with these people and personally went into these villages. She personally gave everyone a care package, and she didn't stop until everyone got one.
Amazing. That's great. She's an amazing woman. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We're speaking to Ron Devito, Us for Palin, and you got to check his website out. I checked it out today. He's got a great page and a lot of stuff about Sarah Palin, of course, and who's our favorite too. And we're honored to have you on the show, Ron.
Thank you, Trey.
That's really great. But listen, I predicted that she wasn't going to run, that year for a long time because I just had that feeling. I usually get a good feeling. I'm wrong a lot of times, but many times I'm right. And in fact, I told Elizabeth Hawks, our mutual friend, I said, listen, Sarah's not going to run. I'm telling you right now. She goes, no, we're good. Listen, I said, I hope she runs, but she's not going to run. I hope I'm wrong. I want to die, really. I would rather her run, but she's not going to run. And I almost made a bet. There was another guy, John, his last name starts with an F or something, on Facebook, and I bet him dinner, but he never returned. He never responded to me. That Sarah Palin,
I lost a ribeye steak over that, over the 2012 run. Before I get to my feeling about how the Palinista community should deal with 2016, what is your feeling? What does your gut tell you about her running or not running?
Well, I wish she would consider it, but I don't think she's even going to consider it. I really don't. After this mess, Ron, after this mess that they got in Washington, I mean, it was bad enough after Bush because the Democrats, nobody mentions that the Democrats had the last 2 years, the House and the Senate, that they really pulled everything down on Bush. I mean, Bush, I liked Bush as a guy. I never met him, but I always liked him. But, they pulled him down, and he tried to appease them, I think, and go along with them and stuff. And he spent a lot of money, and he did a lot of wrong things, but I still liked him. But they pulled him down. After his presidency, I could see Sarah taking over. John McCain wasn't a favorite of mine. Sarah put juice in his whole campaign, as you know. But, I mean, now I think there's so much wrong with D.C. that I don't think she wants to bother with it. I don't think she's got the guts. She's got the guts, and she probably could straighten it out. But I don't think she wants to go through the trouble. She's got a family and everything. It's going to be very tough. What do you think, Ron? Tell me.
Well, like you said, she has a family, and this problem is she's one person, and this is bigger than one person.
Oh, absolutely.
I think what she is doing now via Sarapak, endorsing candidates, getting people like Ted Cruz in, is what she's definitely going to do that before 14. And we as a community need to support that. I got a lot of this nonsense back in 12 when I would run the Sarapak fundraisers. Well, I'm not going to donate to Sarapak because I'm waiting for her to run for president, and that's what I'm going to donate to.
Well, she may want to.
If you support her, but if you support her, Sarapak is her pack.
Right? Yeah, right.
If she wants to, if she's leading without a title, and what she has chosen to do is to support these candidates to turn both houses of Congress around.
Well, she just endorsed my buddy Steve Lonigan. You know that. And,
right.
And I know Steve Lonigan very well. My girlfriend and I know Steve very well. And I was really excited when that happened. I mean, that's great. I mean, Steve Perry and then Sarah Palin, that's great. But I think she's going to run for the Senate eventually. What do you think?
Mr. Martin, just wanted to let you know that you do have the Colonel on the line.
Okay, tell him I'll get to him in a minute. Okay, tell him to hold on for me.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, you have a colonel on the line. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll make it quick.
A friend of mine, colonel. That's all right. That's okay. Good.
I don't think she'll run for Senate.
No?
No,
Okay.
I don't think that's something that... One thing I would like to inform your audience of very quickly.
Sure, what?
Sounds like my time is coming to an end here. I ran a major study. It took a year to do it, and it was financed by at least, I would say, 20 or 30 people within the Palinese community.
Uh-huh.
And that is the Sarah Palin's Impact on Alaska Tourism Survey. It's at the upper left hand of my site.
I saw it today. It was great. She impacted the tourism unbelievably, didn't she?
Yeah.
She was unbelievable. I know.
Just on 3%. Now, it doesn't sound 3%'s not a lot, but percentage-wise,
Yeah.
3% of 12 million people since she came on the scene. That is a lot.
Oh, you're kidding me.
3% of my sample identified as going to Alaska specifically and wholly for her, strictly
Right.
for her, or related to her. Now, that you extrapolate those numbers, and that's where I get the $189 million a year for.
I see.
And 44% of the tourists that I sampled said that she motivated them on at least some level. And her favorable number is 21 points higher among people who've gone to Alaska than those who have not.
Unbelievable.
So that's a
beautiful.
pretty
great
interesting
number.
conclusion. Yeah.
That's a great number. Ron Devito, listen, you've been a great guest, and I wish you'd come back sometime. I have the Colonel on, and I want to get to him. We only have 2 or 3 minutes left anyway, so I'd like to get to him, and I don't want to cut you off, but I love talking to you about Sarah, and I'd like you to do it again, please, if you would. I'd appreciate
Absolutely, Trey.
Okay, buddy.
Great interview with the Colonel. Have a great night.
And, I'm Italian, so we love Italians around here. I'm full Italian.
All right.
So,
All right,
listen,
ciao.
if you talk to Elizabeth, say hello for me, and also
Absolutely.
Tell Sarah we just love her. Did you ever hear the spot we did for Sarah? We didn't do it for her. We did it about her because we weren't requested to do it. Palin is her name. I'm sure you probably heard it. But I'll send it over to you.
I'll send it over to me.
I will. I'll send it over to you. But Ron Devito, thank you very much. Everybody go on US for Palin. Us for Palin. Okay? And check out Ron's site. Thank you very much, Ron. You're the best, man. And I enjoyed it.
You too.
Thank you. Okay?
Likewise. Have a great morning.
See you, buddy. Thank you. Bye-bye. Where's that Colonel? Where is he?
Here I am, Trey. How are you this morning?
Hey, man, how you doing? Yeah, I had my guest on, Ron Devito, a good Italian boy. I think he's from Staten Island, and he's got that U.S. for Palin site, Us for Palin. And
she is the best. She is the best.
She's a great lady. You hear what he said, that she delivered actual food and stuff to the people who were hung up in a big snowstorm and stuff like that?
That is her campaign is probably and the other ones, the big O's, are probably the best example of how the media can shape people's opinions and they could shape the election. Look at how much stuff they brought out about her and how they destroyed her, and yet we know nothing about this guy. We know nothing about his girlfriends. We know nothing about his school. Not one person's come forward. The only thing we know is, the Reverend Wright and all that nonsense that he carried on about.
He's a Manchurian candidate. He's the personification of the Manchurian candidate. But you know what I love? Well, I don't love it. It's a shame, but they say that the shutdown ruined their anniversary. Last Thursday night was Obama's, Barack and Michelle's 21st anniversary. So they say that the shutdown ruined it.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Well, that's one good thing. But I tell you what, Sarah was truly the best. As you think about it, Biden is an empty suit. You don't. They probably put that guy in the closet. You don't hear a word from him now. But she was the best, and I tell you what, it should have been just the opposite. She should have been running for the president, and McCain running for vice president. Because,
absolutely,
she would have
McCain
been the
was a bad candidate. He was. Yeah, I got a lot of respect for his serving in Vietnam and everything like that. But
Right.
But anything else, he was very wishy-washy.
No, and it's a shame too because the party didn't prop her up properly, and that whole campaign was just nothing but a mess. And I got to tell you, I think I agree with you. And great guest with Ron. He's got some great insight. But I agree with you. I think they just tore her apart so bad.
Oh yeah,
it's just not worth it. They ruined her. They killed her. And
I'll tell you what, though, she took it real well. I mean,
you better believe it. You better believe it.
She took it real
You better believe it. I tell you what. I think now more than ever, I think we ought to give a woman a shot, just because the men of this world keep screwing this place up. And I got to tell you.
Well, I think a woman, I think a woman's going to be more honest. I don't listen. Not Hillary.
Oh no way.
She's the empty pantsuit. She's the empty pantsuit. Hillary.
Yeah. No doubt. I was thinking before, you got me all excited talking about Sarah Palin because I have pictures of her in my office and stuff like that. And everybody can have a dream, right? But I'll tell you what, then I was watching Megyn Kelly on Fox News. Oh, Maron, let me tell you something, Trade. Then I said, you know what? There's two people that you'll never see on Fox News as commentators or, news people. Who are they? Janet Reno and Janet Napolitano. You'll never see them. And probably Hillary, because they don't wear skirts, And how
about Madeleine Albright? Yeah, we got Madeleine Albright. Always gets me very sexy.
Oh my! Yeah.
Colonel, listen. I'm sorry, I got to cut you up.
No worries.
We got to run because we're out of time, man.
No
worries.
I appreciate.
Call me next week or something like that. All right?
Absolutely.
We'll hook up.
Always a pleasure. And we Italians have to stick together, Trey. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much for taking my call, and the best of Lisa.
My pleasure. Okay, Colonel. And thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week on Wednesday at midnight. This is Trade Martin. And don't forget, Sunday, we have the Sunday Morning Funhouse with Jimmy J and I. We're going to rock and roll. Well, we don't do any music, but we're going to rock and roll with the humor and have some fun. And Jimmy J may get to play some hoops with Barack Hussein Obama this week, even during the shutdown, even though we've been extorting him, even though we messed up his anniversary, even though he only has 15 people working for him, even though the truckers are going to mess up the Beltway on Friday. I can't wait. Check that out, and we'll see you next week. Trade Martin here for you. Thank you, Lisa. Thanks, Big Dog. Appreciate you having us. We'll see you next week, Wednesday at midnight, everybody. Keep the faith, baby.